Hi, welcome back to Finca del Cielo. It's now the middle of April and we're back in the veg garden, pulling up all of the veg that we've been growing over the winter. It's all ready now, save for a couple of kohlrabi, and we'll leave a couple of the cabbage in and then just take the leaves as we need them. So we've been doing some work down here this week. You can see if I just show you, this half is weeded, the back half isn't. And here's our haul so far for today. So we have beetroot, we've got kohlrabi. Here's a kohlrabi that I've just pulled out. You can see here, it's the bulb at the bottom that you eat. It's one of my favourite vegetables. You can eat the greens off the top of them as well. And you can also use the greens off the top of the beetroots. The chickens absolutely love those. So there's very little of this pile that will ever go to waste. It's very good. So we've still got some beans that are growing. We've had quite a lot of broad beans already. But I'll give these another couple of weeks because they don't have to come up yet. So today I've just been going through and taking up what's ready or what has totally been eaten by insects. Getting it weeded so that we're ready in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks to then start planting the summer harvest. So what have we learnt? I grew too many cabbages. I grew too many of the same thing. I know it sounds like a really easy thing to work out, but when I was planting the seeds last November, I was like, well, I've got a whole packet of cabbage. I'll just plant all those seeds because they won't all take. And then they did. And then you've got all these seedlings. You think, well, I can't let them go to waste. So in planning for the summer, we have prepared fewer seeds, but more varieties. So we plan to have carrots, onions, leeks, tomatoes, peppers. I've got sprouts to go in. I've got parsnips, so they'll give us veg in the autumn and into the winter. But fewer of each kind. Obviously, we're quite limited on space here in terms of what we can plant for vegetables. Planting out under the trees isn't a great idea. The trees need the water, and there'll be this constant battle between the vegetables and the trees. And also we've got 2 dogs and 5 chickens, and between them they will wreck whatever we try to grow out here. So in the veg garden here we have got a fence, which means that we can control the dogs or the chickens coming in here. So what else have we learnt? Be patient. It will all grow eventually. It'll take different lengths of time in different climates. Just keep an eye on it and go, yep, they're ready now, I'll take them. So we've been harvesting some of the broad beans, just going out every couple of days, taking what's ready and leaving the plant to carry on growing some more. And I think one of the big things, you can see it's quite weedy. But the first year that we grew vegetables, I was down here with probably a touch of OCD. Oh my God, there's a weed, got to get rid of it. This year I've relaxed a little bit. I come down, make sure that there's nothing strangling the vegetables. But in terms of bits of grass and what have you growing in the channels where we irrigate, I'm clearing them out now, but it's not something I've been coming down and doing every couple of weeks. So it's just a case of making sure that round the vegetables are okay. There's no way that we could keep this weed free down here. I think that would be a full-time job on its own. And actually the vegetables have grown beautifully. I'm just going to walk you down to the other end. I have a prize cabbage I'm going to show you. I'm very proud of this cabbage. It is definitely ready for pulling up. But here, things have grown quite well here. And you can see we have broad beans either side. We have employed companion planting here. So there are certain vegetables that like being grown near other vegetables or definitely don't like being grown near other vegetables. So beans and cabbages go very well together. Beetroot and kohlrabi goes very well together. And then in the summer, for the tomatoes and peppers, growing basil around tomatoes is a great idea. It does actually give the tomatoes a little flavour, but obviously basil goes very well with tomatoes. So as you pick your tomatoes, you can pick your basil. But it will also stop the tomatoes being attacked by insects. The smell of the basil almost masks them. So companion planting I do highly recommend. I've got a plan I've worked out now for this area for the next lot of planting that we'll be doing. So we're going to have onions and leeks along here. We're going to have tomatoes and peppers in these two middle ones, and then carrots and parsnips and the like down at the other side. So the things that do like to be grown together will all be grouped. And probably not just like a row of carrots, we'll do some carrots and some sprouts and more carrots and sprouts, and maybe stagger the planting of the seedlings a little bit more so that you've got vegetables coming through constantly. It's very easy with cabbage because you can just come down and cut the leaves that you want. But obviously when other things are ready, they just need to be pulled. So things like the kohlrabi now, if we leave those any longer, they'll actually go really tough and they won't be very nice to eat. So that's where we're up to. I think we've learnt a lot in 2 short years. I'm really proud of this veg garden, and it does look fantastic when it has been weeded. And then we'll get ready for getting the summer food in. So I hope you've enjoyed the update. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.